Presenting the possibilities of plastics. Plastics help save you from dents and broken bones.
It helped protect my patella.
They help save energy.
Thin light plastics, fewer trucks.
They help save the soda.
They help food stay fresher.
Brussels sprouts?
Plastics can even help save toddlers from trouble.
And this vest helps save my dad's life.
Plastics make it possible.
That extraordinary snake of trash. I mean, literally, it rolls around the hillside like a river, but it is entirely made of large plastic bags.
Problem is, there's no real way to get rid of it.
In an underwater paradise, a plastic nightmare.
Plastic waste is a serious problem. In 2016, the world produced 280 million tons of plastics, and over 9 billion tons ever since it was first invented. Hailed as one of the greatest inventions of the 19th century, it was poised to drastically change the world we live in. And it did. Plastics are now an integral part of our lives. They can be found in our clothes, in our computers, keeping our food safe. It has developed from a novelty item to an omnipresent nightmare, without which we cannot imagine our lives. But first, let's start from the beginning.
What are plastics?
Plastics were originally harvested from rubber trees. Their sap could be manufactured into natural rubber. Seeing its use and realizing its potential, the industry shifted towards improving upon its qualities by introducing various chemicals to modify natural materials in order to make them more durable, flame resistant, and so on.
Let us turn back the pages of history to 1869 when Grant was made.
Percocine, a nitrocellulose, was patented by British chemist Alexander Perkins in Birmingham, which is widely considered to be the first man-made plastic.
American industry has met the challenge of war. American factories have achieved the impossible. American mass production is delivering the goods.
After the First World War, advancement in the field and the post-war economic boom led to a massive interest in the field and an explosion of new synthetic polymers that were first used as a substitute for expensive materials, but slowly became the first choice for factory manufacturing.
Today's military weapon becomes tomorrow's peacetime instrument. Plastics will play as large a role in peace as they do in war.
During the Second World War, in order to preserve scarce natural resources, the US government incentivized innovation in the field of synthetic materials. Plastic production in the US increased by 300% during the war. People were starting to discover many different uses of these polymers, and it was during this time that most Americans became accustomed to seeing plastics in their lives. With the war over, companies had to shift their focus and provide products for the everyday consumer.
Saran wrap.
That's right. There's nothing like Saran wrap. It's the crystal clear plastic that lets you see everything you wrap.
According to author Susan Frankel, in product after product, market after market, plastic challenged traditional materials in one, taking the place of steel in cars, paper and glass in packaging, and wood in furniture. Plastic production has risen from 1.7 million tons to 288 million produced worldwide every year. Dealing with plastic waste has become one of the top priorities of governments all over the world. Leading by example is a small African nation of Rwanda. Over 10 years ago, the National Environmental Management Authority, together with the government, introduced a ban on plastic bags and single-use plastic packaging. Its laws are amongst the strictest in the world, as the import, production, sale, and usage of single-use plastics is banned, and offenders face heavy fines or even jail. Rwanda is now one of the cleanest countries in Africa. The ban has numerous beneficial effects on the country. Less water pollution, better trash management, less drainage problems, and less diseases. More tourists now choose Rwanda than any other country in the region, in part thanks to the ban. Further, new local industries had to be set up to provide alternative forms of packaging and produce paper bags, increasing economic activity and providing jobs. While some exceptions are allowed, the usage needs to be individually approved by the Environmental Management Authority, and proper disposal has to be guaranteed. We have spoken to Rwandans to learn about how they had to adapt their habits and their daily lives, what is their view on the policy, and to find out if life without plastics is truly possible.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me about your country and what awesome things you're doing in order to reduce plastic pollution. Let's start with the first question. Do you remember how it was before the plastic ban was introduced?
It was not good, as I remember.
Many people did not think it was a problem
I remember is that every time, or most of the times it was about to rain, it would be plastic bags would be seen floating in the air as a result of the wind.
There were no policies that regulate plastics disposal in Rwanda.
Yeah, the plastic was everywhere. Whenever you go, you find the plastic, and was tippings dirty. That's why we try to learn at school. They used to told us to avoid those plastics.
So the country was very followed by the plastics because there was displays wherever and the roads and the public stations you could see wherever the plastics was wherever.
Plastics bags will be seen on roadsides, actually making a football out of plastic bag. That was how childhood was during that time.
Some research showed that the Rwandan soil is getting polluted because of many plastics. Throw them away without being aware of the danger that can cause.
Do you miss plastics in everyday life?
Not really.
No, I don't miss plastic bags at all.
We don't miss plastic. So I don't think that I have missed them because they have replaced them with the other envelopes that are very nice, more than plastics.
At the beginning, it was very difficult because there were no other alternatives to use.
Now I don't even remember how it was to use plastic bags anymore.
So what other benefits did Rwanda get from banning plastics?
It was a very great thing that the government of Rwanda, my government, did.
Yeah. Also, the environment is clean. It's clean compared to the time where everything was thrown away in a bad manner. I think many people who visit Rwanda, they say that Rwanda is clean.
So the other benefit that I have seen is that most of those envelopes that we have replaced from the plastics are produced here in Rwanda, and those plastics was produced outside the country. So we are not at the moment importing those plastics, but we are producing the alternative here in Rwanda. Most of the Rwandans are employed on those enterprises that are manufacturing, that are producing those envelopes. So you see that the people are getting jobs, and we have just benefited from not importing those plastics.
How do you think tourists find out about the plastic ban, and what do they think about it?
I think when they had like plastic ban, it's attractive to them.
As soon as you enter, let's say Rwanda's airport, there's a big sign which says that use of non-biodegradable polythene bags is prohibited.
Most of the tourists, they have just traveled in the other cities out of Kigali. So most of them, they appreciate how we are doing because they don't miss the envelopes to use, so that they can say that banning plastics is just disturbing them. So they really see the other alternative more than envelopes. So, and they really appreciate how the city is looking. They appreciate how the environment in Rwanda is protected. So I really see that the tourists also are happy with that ban.
Even tourists know, they have to know that when they enter Kigali or in hotel, they must understand the new development.
So what happens if somebody sees you with a plastic bag?
Like you have 50,000, it's a lot of money.
Which is equal to about $61.
No one is allowed to throw anything in the open space, in the environment.
Can you tell me a little bit about Umuganda?
Actually, Umuganda is like a public activities that involve all Rwandans at the age of 18.
So when there are some plastics, so we put them together and we ban them. I would like to invite anyone who wants to come to Rwanda. Anyone can be happy with coming here to see how the progress is today.
Thank you very much for taking the time to learn about plastic waste. Now it's up to you. Find a way to reduce your plastic usage and make a positive impact in the world.